I have known Dr. Guest for about, I would say about 10 years. My neighbor, who I farm with, has known him his whole life practically, and he's the one that keeps saying, kept telling me, Faith, you really ought to just go to Dr. Guest for your back, because farmers have to be careful with their backs and all. So that's how I started seeing him. I've been a patient of his for about 10 years. However, with the nutrients, I've only been starting with that. Oh, I would say it's going on, 9 months already. I've always been a very strong advocate of the natural and taking vitamins, etc. And I was taking a very, very expensive set of vitamins. And about 9 months ago, I had terrible back problems, and Dr. Guest was talking to me, and he says, Faith, he says, I think you even have a thyroid problem. And I says, I do not. My doctor, I just had blood tests, and my doctor said I don't have a thyroid problem, even though it runs in my family. And he says, Faith, he says, you've got a thyroid problem. He says, I could tell, So we talked more and more, and Dr. Guest is very good because he doesn't make you feel ill at ease, like he doesn't try to pull a fast one over with the price. He says, now you tell me, is money a big issue with you? Because if it is, I have to think about streamlining down the program for you, but if we could go full blast. And I says, well, if I go with you, I will go off my other supplements, which are very, very expensive. It's worked excellent. I was having, even on the other vitamins, terrible, terrible leg cramps, finger cramps, and especially in the summer when you're making hay or out and you're sweating. At night, it was just excruciating. I would wake up crying and just horrible. I have not had a leg or finger cramp now for over 3 months. And the one thing that I like is, you see Dr. Guest every month. He takes time, he talks to you, he wants to know what's going on in your life, and he makes the changes accordingly with the whole foods supplement. And I look at it as a way to, instead of something after the effect happens, this is proactive. It's getting you where, hey, here's where you are. Sure, no one's perfect, but we can slowly get you back.
Yeah.
Is it perfect? Absolutely not. I caught recently a bug that's going around, and Dr. Guest was a little bit peeved at me because I didn't want to bother him. He says, Faith, if you had called, I could have stopped it. He says, but it's too far gone now, But sure, you still get things, but normally I would have probably been flat on my back. And I've been able to at least work through and I'm very fascinated by the Zyto, to tell you the truth, because it makes sense to me that, it's reading what's going on. A lot of people would just say, oh, how ridiculous is that? But I thought, no, we use MRIs, we use, all these other things to help doctors with surgery and after the fact with problems. Why not have a biocommunication? Because I certainly can't communicate with my body the way that I'd like to. I'd like to know what's going on inside. I'd like to know if something's wrong with my liver or my heart or the veins, the arteries. I don't have that capacity. So I'm thinking, hey, the Zyto, a biocommunication, is just another tool for Dr. Guest to use. Could I read it and understand all this stuff? No, but I can't look at an MRI and tell you anything. It takes a professional. Right. So I look at it as a very positive step, in the fact that he was willing to take time to learn it and then to use it in his practice along with me.